At this hour, tornado watches as we come on the air. Deadly storms tearing across several states. Severe thunderstorms moving up the East Coast. Rob Marciano with the track. Also tonight, the highway inferno. Several people killed. A truck slamming into more than 24 vehicles. Another driver recording the moment just before impact. The truck driver now facing homicide charges. Also tonight, Joe Biden's first major interview since launching his presidential run, stumbling when asked about apologizing to Anita Hill. President Trump seeming to attack Biden's age while describing himself as a, quote, young, vibrant man. Driven to kill, news tonight about the Army vet accused of intentionally driving into a crowd, injuring several people, including a child. Prosecutors now say he was targeting victims based on their race. The brave escape. An 8-year-old boy saving his big sister from a carjacker, pulling her free from the suspect, the two jumping out of the moving car. And the fiery blast at the drive-thru, the pickup truck in flames, a man just sitting a few feet away when the vehicle explodes.
This is ABC World News Tonight with David Muir.
And good evening. It's great to have you with us on a busy Friday night. I'm Tom Llamas, in for David. And we begin with the tornado watch at this hour as dangerous storms barrel up the East Coast. D.C., Philly, New York, and Boston all in the zone tonight. It's the same deadly system that spawned 12 tornadoes in 5 states and this land spout in Tunica, Mississippi. Heavy rain and wind on the roads there in Damascus, Maryland, and massive trees crashing down in Gordonsville, Virginia. The storm wreaking havoc for travelers, more than 4,500 flights canceled or delayed, a treacherous evening commute for millions. ABC senior meteorologist Rob Marciano starting us off here in New York.
Tonight, powerful storms rumbling through the east. Wind and heavy rain creating a rough commute for millions. The system now marching up the I-95 corridor.
We have a strong cold front that's moving in from the west.
This time lapse showing the front moving through the Washington, D.C. area. Air Force One forced to circle Joint Base Andrews before splashing down on the runway. East of Charlottesville, Virginia, high winds knocking down trees and utility lines, blocking roads there. A music festival in Virginia Beach evacuated.
Officials are now clearing people off the beach as this weather moves through.
The same system already spawning at least 12 tornadoes across 5 states, including that EF3 twister with 145-mile-per-hour winds east of Shreveport, Louisiana, claiming the lives of a mother and her son.
They did what they were supposed to do. They were in the middle of the home. They got away from all windows.
Kendra and Remington Butler killed by a tree falling on their home.
Rob Marciano joins us live now. And Rob, take us through the next couple of days. And I know you and your team are watching a new storm with the potential of snow.
Yeah, it's right behind this one, which at the last part of it, it's about to hit Manhattan, just minutes away from that last line coming through. It's been a rough day, no doubt about it. Here it is on the radar scope. New Jersey, you had it, Philadelphia as well, and there's that sliver of tornado watch that's in effect until 9 o'clock. We're looking for this all to roll through New England, so heavy rain and wind tonight, but it should clear out by tomorrow morning with some cool and blustery area behind it. And yes, there's that next system coming in. Winter storm warnings posted for parts of Minnesota, Mason City, Milwaukee as well. 4 to 8 inches possible just north of Chicago. So yeah, we're not quite done with winter yet. Tom?
All right, Rob, we'll stay tracking both these storms through the weekend. Rob, thank you. Next, that horrific and deadly interstate pileup. A semi speeding along the side of the road, plowing into stop traffic. More than 24 cars and trucks caught in the fiery wreck. And look at this, a driver live streaming as that semi blew right by him. At least 4 people died, but that truck driver survived. And tonight he is facing charges that include multiple counts of vehicular homicide. ABC's Clayton Sandell is alongside I-70 in Denver.
A major interstate tonight still partly shut down.
Oh my God.
After a rush hour hellscape triggered by the crash of an out-of-control tractor trailer. A chain reaction nightmare Greg Salinas barely escaped. At least 4 people did not.
I know the driver that hit me, he's no longer alive.
The big rig driver, 23-year-old Rogel Aguilera Medeiros, now facing vehicular homicide charges. Investigators are reviewing videos that appear to have captured his truck just before the crash.
Oh my God!
The big rig speeding past Josh McCutcheon seconds before the collision, and police say they're looking at another video which seems to show the driver swerving across lanes.
He loses control of the vehicle coming down I-70. He can't stop, doesn't stop. and ends up colliding with several cars.
24 cars and 4 semis explode into flames, fueled by the truck's spilled cargo of lumber. It is not clear why the truck did not stop, but police say it does not appear to be intentional, and there is no indication of drugs or alcohol.
And Clayton Sandell joins us now live tonight from that scene. Clayton, investigators, as you mentioned, are still working tonight to figure out what was going on with that driver. And there's also the safety concern. The fire so intense, it could have weakened the bridge and roads we see there just behind you.
That's right. The intensity of that fire and the explosions had engineers worried, but they now say it is safe. But the fire did severely damage the other side of the highway. You can actually see crews down there making repairs now. They hope to have the entire interstate reopened by tomorrow morning. Tom.
Clayton Sandell in that horrific crash. All right, Clayton, thank you. We want to turn now to politics in the race for 2020. The spotlight on Joe Biden in his first major interview since announcing his presidential bid. On The View, stumbling when asked about apologizing to Anita Hill. President Trump going on the attack. Here's ABC senior national correspondent Terry Moran.
Day 2 of the 2020 presidential campaign, and Joe Biden was confronted on The View about his role in the 1991 Anita Hill-Clarence Thomas hearings, a 28-year-old issue that he can't seem to shake in the Me Too era. Biden struggled to explain why he reached out to Anita Hill just a few weeks ago after all these years.
I don't know why it took you so long to call her. I wish it had happened earlier.
Well, I tell you what the deal was. What I didn't want to do, and I didn't want to, quote, invade her space.
Biden ran the Supreme Court confirmation hearings for Thomas, where Hill accused Thomas of sexually harassing her, and the all-male committee, many feel, trashed her.
Can you tell the committee what was the most embarrassing of all the incidences that you have alleged?
Anita Hill says Biden's recent call to her left her deeply unsatisfied.
You know, I think what she wants you to say is, I'm sorry for the way I treated you, not for the way you were treated. I think that might be closer.
Well, but I'm sorry the way she got treated. In terms of, I never heard say, if you go back and look what I said and didn't say, I don't think I treated her badly.
This is not the way it was supposed to go for Biden, who has called his campaign to unseat President Trump a, quote, battle for the soul of the nation.
This is not who we are, the way we're treating people. It's not who we are as a nation.
Biden specifically calling out Trump for his comments about the clashes in Charlottesville. I asked the president about that at the White House today.
Mr. President, do you still think there were very fine people on both sides in Charlottesville?
Well, I've answered that question, and if you look at what I said, you will see that that question was answered perfectly. And I was talking about people that went because they felt very strongly about the monument to Robert E. Lee, a great general. Whether you like it or not, he was one of the great generals.
Biden and Trump, both men in their mid-70s. Trump was asked about that, too.
How old is too old to be president? Well, I think that I just feel like a young man. I'm so young. I can't believe it. I'm the youngest person. I am a young, vibrant man. I look at Joe. I don't know about him. I don't know.
If he looks young and vibrant compared to me, I should probably go home.
All right, Terry Moran joins us now from the White House. And Terry, Biden only recently started raising money for his campaign, and today his campaign announced an impressive tally since he jumped into the race just yesterday.
$6.3 million in the first 24 hours, Tom. That's more than fundraising juggernauts Bernie Sanders and Beto O'Rourke. And while we can sometimes make too much out of the money race at this stage of the campaign, you got to pay to play in American politics, and Biden can pay. Tom?
It is a long campaign. You need that money. All right. Thanks so much, Terry. Joe Biden and his wife, Jill, will sit down with Robin Roberts for their first extended interview. It will air on Good Morning America on Tuesday. And there was an alarming moment at the NRA convention in Indianapolis. President Trump there to speak. As he walked to the podium, take a look at this. A cell phone came flying onto the stage, falling about 15 feet away from him. The AP identified the phone thrower as this man, seen smiling and apparently not a protester. He is now in custody, but he has not been criminally charged just yet. But the president went on to speak to the crowd without any delay, addressing a whole host of topics from Obamacare to gun control to the Mueller report, railing against the investigation as an attempted coup. Those are his words. And a new ABC News Washington Post poll shows that 58% of Americans believe the president lied about matters under investigation. but just 37% think Congress should move to impeach him. That is a new low. Next to the measles quarantine spreading in Los Angeles, we told you about this last night. More than 900 students and faculty at 2 universities ordered to stay inside after being exposed. Health officials scrambling to stop the spread of one of the most contagious viruses in the world. ABC's chief national correspondent Matt Gutman is in L.A.
Tonight, one of the largest quarantine orders in California's state history. Public health officials ordering over 900 students and staff at UCLA and Cal State LA into isolation.
The measles outbreak right now hopefully is a wake-up call.
Those under quarantine released only when they show proof of vaccination. So far, only 200 have been released.
I actually had a class with the student who was contagious, and the school needed my records as soon as possible.
That surge in measles, nearly 700 cases across 22 states, fueled in part by misinformation about the safety of the vaccine. Over the years, Donald Trump echoed those anti-vax myths on Twitter, but today, the president changing course.
They have to get the shot. The vaccinations are so important. This is really going around now. They have to get their shots.
And some parents now so worried about the measles, they're scheduling that vaccine as early as possible.
His appointment wasn't until June, and I said, well, we need to go ahead and get this vaccine and protect him.
And Tom, public health officials are telling us that they could pursue legal action against those who violate the quarantine. And one of the reasons they're taking it so seriously is that the measles is so contagious. If you are not immunized and you're exposed to the virus, your chances of contracting it are 90%. Tom.
Matt Gutman for us tonight. Matt, thank you. This also breaking tonight out of California. News about the Army veteran accused of intentionally crashing his car into a crowd of people. The suspect making his first court appearance. Several people, including children, were injured late today, and police revealing he allegedly targeted his victims based on their race and their religion, believing they were Muslims. ABC's Maggie Rulli is in Los Angeles.
Tonight, police say the man accused of plowing his car into 8 pedestrians in Sunnyvale, California, deliberately targeted the victims.
New evidence shows that the defendant intentionally targeted the victims based on their race and his belief that they were of the Muslim faith.
Isaiah Peoples, seen here on the ground after the crash, now charged with 8 counts of attempted murder. 6 people were rushed to the hospital, including a 13-year-old girl who is still in critical condition.
If there is evidence that warrants the filing of a hate crime enhancement, I guarantee you that we will file such a charge.
A lawyer for the Army vet says he had been suffering from PTSD after a tour in Iraq.
This act clearly was a product of some mental disorder or mental defect that caused this to happen.
Authorities did not say what evidence led them to believe that Isaiah Peoples targeted his victims, but he is expected back in court next month. Tom?
Maggie, thank you. Next tonight, the NFL star under fire. Authorities reportedly reopening a criminal case against the Kansas City Chiefs' Tyreek Hill and his fiancée. A recorded conversation between the couple raising new concerns about the possibility of abuse of their 3-year-old son. The Chiefs barring their star player from all team activities. Here's ABC's Lindsay Davis.
Startling audio tonight that has sidelined Kansas City's star wide receiver. In the audio, exclusively obtained by KCTV, you hear what is purported to be Tyreek Hill and his fiancée Crystal Espinal talking about an alleged incident of child abuse involving their 3-year-old son. His fiancée claims Hill hurt their child and that the young boy is terrified of him. Hill denies the accusation.
Then why does say Daddy did it? Why? Why does say Daddy did it?
I don't know. He says Daddy does a lot of things.
Like what? A 3-year-old's not going to lie about what happened to his arm.
Earlier, police had launched a criminal probe against the couple after an incident in March left their young son with a broken arm. But this week, police declined to press charges.
We believe that a crime has occurred. However, the evidence in this case does not conclusively establish who committed this crime.
Tonight, a new investigation has reportedly been launched.
We understand you have a lot of questions. I think you understand also that the case has been reopened.
As a result of this audio, Hill, one of the league's top wide receivers, has been barred from all team activities pending the investigation. The Kansas City Chiefs posting a message saying in part, "We were deeply disturbed and concerned by what we heard. We have a great concern for Crystal. We are greatly concerned for Tyreek, but our main concern is with the young child."